Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Yinzers at the Point podcast. I am your host, Tyler Aaron. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, it is at TylerAaron65, or you can follow the show's Instagram or Twitter at PenguinsFan65, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel Yinzers at the Point. And so in today's episode, we are going to be reviewing the Penguins at Canadiens game. In the second segment, we will have our game preview between the LA Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And to finish off the episode, I will be giving my thoughts on the Penguins' new reverse retro jersey. And that is all coming up right after this intro. Alright, welcome back to this first segment of the Yinzers at the Point podcast. Going right into the first segment, we will be reviewing the Penguins at Canadiens game that took place on Monday. And the Penguins get their first loss of their 2022-2023 campaign as the Montreal Canadiens beat the Penguins 3-2 in overtime. Penguins got both of their goals in the second. Montreal got two of their goals in the third and got the overtime winner on the power play too. Scoring summary, no goals scored in the first period. In the second period, Malkin gets his second of the season with assists by Pettersson, his second of the season, and Brian Rust, his second too as well of the season. 7:56 in, Malkin gets his second of the game and third of the season, giving the Penguins a commanding 2-0 lead as Brian Rust gets an assist, his third of the year, and P.O. Joseph also gets the other assist, his second of the year. A minute 10, though, into the third period, Nick Suzuki, the Canadiens captain, scores his second of the year with the assist by Caden Gully, his first, and Mike Hoffman, his first. And at 17:40 into the third, Cole Caulfield gets his third of the season with the assist by Jonathan Drouin, his first of the season, and Caden Gully. And then in overtime, Kirby Dach scores on the power play 3 minutes and 9 seconds in with an assist by Sean Monahan, his first of the year, and Nick Suzuki getting his third assist of the year as well. So, total attendance for this game, attendance was 21,105 out of a 21,273 capacity at the Bell Center. Has 99% capacity. The betting odds on this game presented by Caesar Sportsbook line was Pittsburgh at -260, and the over-under was 7. With this loss, the Penguins dropped to fourth place in the Metropolitan Division, behind the Rangers, Flyers, and Hurricanes, who all has 6 points right now. Penalties taken in this game, no penalties taken in the first period. Kirby Dach opens up the penalties in the second period, 4:58 in. Kirby Dach, 2 minutes for hooking Kasperi Kapanen. 16:54, Arbor Exig, 2 minutes for interference on Kasperi Kapanen. So Kapanen drawing 2 penalties already. Exactly 19 minutes into the second, Jeff Petrie takes 2 minutes for tripping Nick Suzuki. 10:25 into the third, Arbor XJ takes a 2-minute penalty for high-sticking Jason Zucker. 12 minutes and 9 seconds into third, Jeff Petrie takes his second of the game, 2 minutes for interference on Evgeny Datinov. And in overtime, Jeff Petrie takes his third penalty of the game, 2 minutes for cross-checking Jordan Harris. Some stats from this game here. For the Canadiens, 39 shots on goal, 19 hits, 26 faceoffs won, a 48.1% faceoff win percentage for the Canadiens, 3 power play opportunities, 1 power play goal, 33% on the power play, 0 shorthanded goals, 3 total penalties, 6 penalty minutes, 16 block shots, 12 takeaways, and 16 giveaways. For the Penguins, 28 shots on goal, 17 hits, 28 faceoffs won. That is a 51.9% faceoff win percentage. 3 power play opportunities, 0 power play goals, 0 power play percentage, 0 shorthanded goals, 3 total penalties, 6 total penalty minutes, 17 block shots for the Penguins, 2 takeaways, and 19 giveaways. 3 stars of the game. Malkin gets 3rd star with 2 goals and no assists. Caden Gooley gets 2nd star for the Canadiens, 0 goals and 2 assists. And Kirby Doc gets the 1st star only with the 1 goal, ending up being the game winner. So my thoughts individually on this game with the Penguins. Casey DeSmith, I'll start with Casey DeSmith here. He played absolutely incredible for the Penguins. He made a total of 36 saves out of the 39 shots, which gives Casey DeSmith a .923 save percentage. And for Stefan Marchinbow, he stopped 26 of 28 shots, which gives him a .928 save percentage. With defensively, wasn't really the best that we saw. With the Penguins, Chris Letang looked sloppy at times. Jeff Petrie didn't do well, taking 3 penalties in this game. Now, I get it. You're playing your former team. You want to come out physical on it. Getting 3 penalties is not the way you want to go out and do that. POJ, there's nothing special right now that I'm seeing out of POJ. He barely looks like a bottom pairing defenseman that can be in the NHL. Penguins first line didn't do much crazy. Crosby only had 2 shots on goal. Jake Getzel didn't do much. Ricard Raquel probably looked the best on that first line, as he took, I think, 6 total shot attempts, but 2 of them were blocked. Second line was probably the best line tonight with Jason Zucker, Brian Rust, and Malkin. Obviously, Malkin, phenomenal job by Malkin. He was one of the Penguins' best players along like sides of Casey DeSmith, scoring 2 goals. Brian Rust played really well, getting 2 assists. Same with Jason Zucker being all over the puck tonight, drawing penalties. Third line, not much going on there. Danton Heinen, great individual effort in the beginning of the game, which appeared to be scoring a goal, but it looked like it hit off 2 posts, so that goal got called off. I'm pretty sure Danton Heinen's, what could have been his 2nd goal of the season, ended up being called back around 2 minutes into the game. Jeff Carter, not much from him. Kasperi Kapanen played well at times. If he can play at the level he has in the first 3 games of the season, he will definitely live up to that $3.2 million on his contract. Drawing 2 penalties tonight. Ryan Poehling all over it tonight, just like how Jeff Petrie was. And then Brock McGinn and Josh Archibald, nothing special from them either. Most of the Canadiens' goals was not Casey DeSmith's fault at all. The second goal, Cole Caulfield's goal, scored 17 minutes and 14 seconds in the third. That should not go in at any point. It's not on means by Casey DeSmith at all. It was a cross-crease pass, so it was really hard. But as a defenseman, you can't make those, let those go by, going the whole way across ringside. Of course, you try and push. I saw what the Penguins were trying to do. They were trying to push Jonathan Durant, I think it was, and left the Canadiens' leading goal scorer wide open, cross crease, easy goal. Nothing Casey DeSmith can do with that either, and neither could Casey DeSmith do anything about the Kirby Dach goal either in overtime at all. It's just the little mistakes that really hits the Penguins hard, and the Canadiens were just the better team tonight. That's what I saw from this. So, again, the Penguins can't go 82-0 this year, so the Penguins fall to 2-0-1. 5 points, only 1 point out of first place. So, can't win all the games, and the Canadiens just was the better team. So, that is going to do it for this first segment of the Answers at the Point podcast. Coming up, I will do a game preview of the LA Kings and the Penguins game tonight. And to wrap up this episode, I will give my thoughts on the Penguins' new reverse retro jersey. So stay tuned for that, and I will be right back right after this break. All right, I am back here with the second segment of the Answers at the Point podcast. In this second segment, we are going to look at the game preview between the LA Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So the LA Kings right now are 3-2 right now, and they're 3-0 on the way. So all three of their wins have came on the road, and the Penguins are 2-0-1, and the Penguins are undefeated at home. They're also 2-0 here. LA Kings' last 5 games, they lost the opener to the Vegas Golden Knights 4-3. They lost to Seattle at home 4-1. And third game, their first win, they beat the Wild 7-6 at Minnesota, beat the Red Wings in Detroit 5-4 in overtime, and beat the Predators at Nashville 4-3 in a shootout. Penguins' last 3 games, we beat Arizona 6-2, beat the Lightning 6-2, and lost to the Montreal Canadiens 3-2 in overtime. This game is at the Paint Can at PPG Paints Arena. Goalie comparison, Jonathan Quick should be getting the start for the LA Kings. He is 1-2-0, 0 shutouts, a 3.73 goals against average, and a .895 save percentage. And Cal Peterson is 2-0-0. Right now, he has 0 shutouts, a 4.32 goals against average, and an .866 save percentage. For the Penguins, Tristan Jarry should be back in goal for the Penguins tonight. He is 2-0-0 with 0 shutouts, a 2.01 goals against average, and a .938 save percentage. Casey DeSmith is 0-0-1 with 0 shutouts, a 285 goals against average, and a .923 save percentage. The sports betting odds by Caesar Sportsbook, the Penguins have the better line at -190 and an over-under of 6.5. The scoring leaders between the Penguins and the LA Kings, Crosby leads the team in points right now with a total of 6 points, 2 goals, 4 assists, and Gabriel Velarde for the Kings leads them with 7 points, 4 goals, and 3 assists. In goals, Velarde leads the Kings with 4 goals. For the Penguins, Malkin does with 3. With 1 power play goal and 1 power play goal for Velarde. In assists right now, Anze Kopitar leads that department with 5 assists, and Crosby does for the Penguins with 3. This is the Penguins' first of 2 meetings between the LA Kings. The second matchup will be on February 11th at the Staples Center in LA. The LA Kings right now are 3-2. Like I said earlier, that puts them at 3rd place in the Pacific Division, behind the Vegas Golden Knights and the Calgary Flames. If you want to go to the game tonight, tickets right now are as low as $27, powered by Vivid Seats. Starting lineups for tonight. For the Penguins will have the same lineup as the game against the Canadiens. Getzel, Crosby, and Raquel on the first line. Zucker, Malk, and Rust on the second. Heinen, Carter, Kapanen on the third. McGinn, Paling, and Archibald on the fourth. Letang and Dumoulin on the first pairing. Pedersen, Petrie on the second. Joseph Ruda on the third. And Tristan Jarry should be getting the start in net, and Casey DeSmith will be backing him up. For the LA Kings, on the first line, Kevin Fiala, Anze Kopitar, and Adrian Kempe. On the second line, Trevor Moore, Philip Deneau, and Victor Arvidsson on the second. On the third line, Carl Grundstrom, Quentin Byfield, and Gabriel Velardes on the third. And on the fourth line, Brendan Lemieux, Blake Lizotte, and Arthur Kaliev. Defensive pairings for the Kings, Mikey Anderson on the left side, Drew Doughty on the right side on the first pair. On the second pair, Sean Dursey and Matt Roy, or Waugh on the second, excuse me. On the third pairing, Brant Clark and Sean Walker. And then in goal, Jonathan Quick and Cal Peterson should be the backup for this game. So, a few standouts here. Quickly, I'm going to give the injury report. Victor Arvidsson is currently day-to-day. I would imagine he will be a game-time decision for the game versus the Penguins. Alex Iafallo is on IR. He will not be playing. Alex Turcotte is a day-to-day. He will be a game-time decision and Alex Edler isn't expected to play, but still is day-to-day. And then goaltender Jacob Ingram is on IR and definitely will not be playing. For the Penguins, Teddy Bluger is the lone player out for the Penguins. He will not be playing. He's still day-to-day after 2 weeks of suffering his injury back in the preseason. Yeah, he's been day-to-day for 2 weeks. I imagine he will be back by November 1st. So that is all I have for the game preview versus the LA Kings. So coming up in the final segment of today's episode, I am going to be giving my thoughts on the Penguins' new reverse retro jerseys. So stay tuned for that, and I will be right back right after this break. Alright, I am back with the final segment of today's episode of my thoughts on the Penguins' new reverse retro jerseys. So, if you haven't seen already, the Penguins reverse retros have officially came out today along with all other 31 other teams in the National Hockey League. Easily better than all of last year's reverse retro, or for the reverse retro 1.0, and so it looks like that what I've said here on the past on this podcast is in fact true, with the Robo Penguin coming back finally, and with all that stuff with the black version of the 1992 home jersey. So around 10 o'clock yesterday, it would be Wednesday morning, the all 32 NHL teams and Adidas Hockey on Twitter all posted the now loading reverse retros, pretty much confirming that the reverse retros are coming, to stay tuned. We've all already known that, so it was kind of a bummer to see that as a teaser. And then at 4:30 yesterday, all 32 teams released their sneak peek. It was a 20-second video. You couldn't really see the crest of the jersey because I had it blacked out, but you can get a glimpse of what the sleeves looked like on all 32 teams. And for the Penguins, it looked exactly like the 1992 Robo Penguin jerseys, but on black, which confirms what I've said earlier. And then at 11 o'clock this morning, all 32 teams released their reverse retro jerseys. So the Penguins reverse retro, which seems to be a favorite among the NHL, is the Penguins 1992 home white jerseys with the Robo Penguin as the crest, just on a black jersey in black and gold. It is beautiful. They really did a good job with it. Now, I know that there's some haters out there saying pretty much, oh, it's just another version of our home jerseys because of how similar the alternate jersey is with the home jersey. This one kind of looks the exact same as the alternate jersey, just with a new shoulders design, pretty much like the 1992. And instead of Pittsburgh going down across, it's just the Robo Penguin. So the Penguins have said today to stay tuned for the Winter Classic jerseys. They should be releasing, in my best guess, a month and a half. Again, I've said previously that it's going to be something pre-Penguins, maybe during when the other NHL team was here in the Pittsburgh Pirates. So let's see what direction the Penguins go with that. Also, around noon today, the Penguins released their jersey schedule. So the Penguins will be wearing the reverse retro jerseys 7 times this year and the alternate jerseys 8 times this year. And then every other game would be the home or the away jersey. So the jersey schedule for the reverse retro jerseys. First game that the Penguins will wear the reverse retros is November 15th versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. The second game being the only time that the Penguins will wear the reverse retro on the road in Philadelphia on November 25th. Back at home on November 29th versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Next game would be against the Columbus Blue Jackets, on December 6th. Next one being December 20th versus the New York Rangers. Next one would be January 10th versus the Vancouver Canucks. And the last time that they'll wear it this season will be January 24th versus the Florida Panthers. And a little note underneath the jersey schedule with this is a little 2 sentences of what the Penguins said. The second version of Adidas Reserve Retro returns across the NHL. The Penguins are bringing back what fans refer to as the Robo Penguin jersey from 1992, but on a black version. For the Penguins' third jersey, they'll wear it 8 times this year, starting tonight versus the LA Kings. Second time being versus the Boston Bruins on November 1st. Third time, December 1st versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Fourth time, December 22nd versus the Carolina Hurricanes. February 23rd versus the Edmonton Oilers. March 9th versus the New York Islanders. March 30th versus the Nashville Predators. And April 6th versus the Minnesota Wild. Now, you can pre-order the Penguins Reverse Retro jerseys online right now on pensgear.com. You can pre-order it now up till November 15th, where that's the release date when you can get it is November 15th. I thought it'd be around Thanksgiving, which it kind of is. And then later I heard reports of it being November 1st. So it's actually right in the middle between Thanksgiving and November 1st. So that is when you expect to get these jerseys, on that date or after that date, depending on when the Penguins ship that. I saw the Penguins equipment. Instagram posted that they got the reverse retros in, and now they're going to be sent over to get the players' jerseys, jersey numbers, and names on the uniforms. But overall, a really good jersey design for the reverse retro, and I love it. I will be buying one. For sure. A few other teams that had really nice designs of Vegas putting a new touch on theirs with the Vegas going across on a black jersey, and it's actually glow in the dark. It's really nice. Washington went back to the Screaming Eagle with theirs this year again, but back in those true colors back when Ovi did that roundabout goal. So that's nice to see there as well. And then also another team, the Florida Panthers, really outdid themselves with the baby blue jerseys with that powder blue. absolutely phenomenal job. Some teams didn't do as well on the likes of Detroit and Chicago. I think that they both had the worst of the two. But I do like Detroit's better than last year, than the Reverse Retro 1.0s. I'm pretty sure Reverse Retro 1.0 was, I think it was during the COVID shortened year, so 2019-20 or 2020-2021. So, again, phenomenal job by the Penguins with these, and that is going to wrap up this episode of the Insers at the Point podcast. A little bit of the road to the head for the Penguins here. The Penguins' next game will be Saturday in Columbus at Nationwide Arena at 7 p.m. And then it's off to Western Canada. The Penguins will play a back-to-back Monday and Tuesday in Edmonton and in Calgary. And then on Friday, Saturday, another back-to-back in Vancouver and in Seattle. So 4 games next week. That will most likely mean 4 new episodes next week. Expect the next episode to be out on Saturday when the Penguins will take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. So that is going to do it for this episode of the Insers at the Point podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you all on Saturday.